Hi everyone, how y'all doing? I just want to get on here and just talk about a couple things that I like to have when I'm trying to paint, and that's I break it down to three things, which is some kind of medium. Like canvas, you have paper, you have maybe you're spray painting a wall, or maybe you're painting on board, or you're painting on different things. So maybe you're trying to paint some clay pots, or you're trying to paint some pottery stuff that you're doing. Just some kind of material that you're going to paint on with. So like I said, you could paint all that with on the wall. You could use paint brushes. You know, some people have spray paint. Whatever you're going to use. I prefer just use brushes. So I just buy some generic brushes and I just keep them. It's about $5 a pack, I think. So I just buy the brushes and I buy typically some less expensive canvas, just some canvas paint because I like to try to paint on canvas. Um, and there's also I paint with usually like acrylic paint. I just have random colors that I go and try to buy. These are about 50 cents a piece. Um, Typically on those, I use them as fast as I can. If not, I just kind of get rid of them because they after setting for a while they're not so great. Um, Other things you can do is I have done a couple different ways. I've ordered stuff offline to try and paint. So this is just a little picture that came with it. It's a beach. I like the tropical islands. I like the beach. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to different places, and they send you everything you need to do it. So like you get this little cutout. It's a little piece of paper that goes over your canvas, and then it has charcoal on it, and you just take something sharp or you take like a pen and you just outline it. You just go follow all the lines and then it sends you a link to a video and you'll watch the video and you'll go through the steps, do side by side, and then eventually it'll come out to something like this. This is what mine came out to look like. My screen is messing up, but it's okay. It's just one of these things. I have a but this is what mine came out to look like. It's just something that I have here, and I like it. I think it looks pretty decent. I'm not too good at blending the colors just yet. I'm still learning. I've used art to like just stress relief and relax, and it really helps. I've watched quite a few YouTube videos about how to blend colors, and I don't do it all the time or try to layer. That was a big thing. Was like I was trying to learn how to layer. So this here is supposed to be a little bare. I'm not done painting this one because I set it aside, and it's been months and months. But I really like it. It's something I'm working on. I'll keep working on it. Another thing that I actually did was I went to where some of my family's from. And so some of my family's Native American, and I'm part Native American. So I went to where my Native American family lives. And during my stay there, there was actually an event going on where we could make our own drums. And I made my own drum, and when I came home, I decided, oh, hey, you know what? I'm gonna paint something on it. At first, there was nothing there, and I was like, oh, what do I want to paint? What do I want to paint? And long story short, I ended up painting a Thunderbird on it. And I found a Thunderbird online. I tried to get it just right. The first one I had was too small. I wanted something that was big. So I made something that was big enough to where I could have it on here. I think it looks pretty decent. It was my first time trying to trace something and draw it and paint it. So I traced it and I tried to put some like where the paint would go. And I was like, oh, this is just frustrating. But it was so fun to do that. I'm still working on it. I still have a couple things to do. I have matte color finishes here, so it's not shiny. I do have some gloss black that I want to put on here just from some areas, so like the top here to make it all shiny and stuff. I just want to kind of look like the sun's coming down on it. I think it'd look really cool. I really like that. To me, art is nice because you can kind of just get out of where your thought process is and say, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna just relax. You just take a couple deep breaths and you go, and then you kind of just go with it and just do what works for you. I don't typically have anything sometimes in my mind when I sit down and paint. I used to do scrape art. So on my scrape art, I would actually just put a bunch of paint up here and just take a squeegee and just pull it down. And when I would pull it down, I thought it was very cool. Sometimes you just mix all the paint, you have no idea what, like of course like if you start mixing the colors are going to change. But it sets on there and you just pull it and it changes colors when it's going down. It's really fantastic. I really liked it. So I hope you can stay along with my journey. I'd really like to work on an 8x10 canvas. My grandfather has a painting that I hopefully one day can copy and make a version of my own. And he was a painter. My brother's been great at drawing. It's in our family to just do that stuff. I think people are naturally just good at it, and I am not one to just do this stuff and work good at it. And I'm not one to sit here and speak and do all these crazy talks. Oh no! I see just now my microphone muted. I guess that's what it says. Regardless, I'm not one to do all this stuff. I barely do anything. My long story short, I want to break it down to 3 things for art. You need some kind of material. You need some kind of things to like paint it, mark it. You have water paints, acrylic paints, oil paints. You have all sorts of stuff. You could use different. You could use natural coloring things from nature like berries, mud. Goodness, you could use all sorts of things, flowers, and then some kind of way to put it on there. You could use your hand, brushes, spray paint cans, all sorts of things. You could use mops, you could use everything. I've seen it so many different things that in art museums and things like that. I think my next video would be my next top 5 museums I would love to go to for history, art, everything. There's science museum, there's art museums. I just went to the Museum of Hong Kong. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was the Art Museum of Hong Kong, and there's so much stuff there that was just so beautiful. Just such a different place from here, from the United States. So just take that with a grain of salt and just go from there. If you all have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it in the comment section, and I will get back to them when I can. I'll typically check this maybe once or twice a week and get back to you if you have any comments. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you join the herd, and thank you.